Hi everyone, it's Tammy at Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm glad everyone is with me here today. And I am going to be working in the Junk Journal Madness journal that I am making for the month of March. Junk Journal Madness is a monthly journal challenge that is hosted by Susan at I Totally Love It. And if you're not familiar with the challenge, at the first of each month, she has a guest collaborator, and they choose 6 themes for a journal, and she places those 6 different themes in a little spinner app and comes up with the theme that you're going to use for the month. And then she has, she rolls dice for how many makes for the month and how many materials for the month. So this month, the guest collaborator is, my mind just went blank and I'm looking for my little card here. Stacy at Crafty Dragon Creations. And the theme is Irish, Scottish, Celtic. And you're to use 6 different materials and 9 different makes. And if you are participating or want to participate, Susan does have a list on her page for a whole bunch of different themes and a whole bunch of different materials that you can use in your journal and different makes. So a list of pockets and tucks and all that kind of thing. The numbers are relatively small this month, so you could get by with making a really small journal. It doesn't take hardly anything to use 6 different materials and to make 9 different things to go in a journal. So if you don't have the time or don't want to commit to making a big, huge journal, this would be a really good month for you to participate, because you could do a really small journal with the numbers. So I chose Scottish because I was already working on kind of a green themed journal, so I didn't want to go totally green again, although you could use other things in an Irish journal without using green. I just wanted to go in a kind of different direction, so I picked Scottish, and this is the journal that I made for that. It is just a single signature journal that I put in with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and it has various papers in it that I used to build my journal, and I think I used about 20 pages, which is, if I'm gonna do one like this that only has one signature, 20 is about my max. I won't go any more than that normally. Now, I am using 2 different digitals in this one, and I have those written down somewhere as well. That was the one thing that I forgot to pull out before I started the video. I am using a little guest check digital by Hold on, let me find my list. I'm awful when it comes to remembering what I'm using. Okay, the Scottish Travel Journal Kit that I'm using is by cherithArt, and that's CHERITH art. And then I have a digital that has, and I'm trying to find what's left of it so I can show it to you. That has a couple of guest checks and like this, which there's one in the journal already. And it has some journal cards. And a lot of these I can't use because they're in French or they're referencing somewhere else. Like that one says Toledo, Ohio. But this is by My Porch Prints. And I have used one of those. And the reason that I'm using this kit, I already had this kit previously, but I'm using it because the thistle is the flower of Scotland. So I wanted to include that in there. So that's all the background stuff, I guess. And so today I'm going to do some page layouts and show you what I've accomplished so far. So everything on this cover is either scrapbook paper or from the digitals. I didn't use any fabric or lace or anything like that in this particular make. So the dogs are up here and they're going to start fighting, so I'm going to put you on pause just a minute. Sorry about that. And fighting's not the right word. Playing, but they make a lot of noise when they play, so I had to kick one of them out. Okay, so we did this layout the last time, and it just has a couple of journaling cards tucked in here and a collage here. All right, this is the first page we're going to do. I've got some things kind of laid out, and we'll just, as we come to them, do them. And if it's something other than the kit, then I will let you know. So I'm just going to create, oh, and these are original Tux postcards that I'm sticking in here. I have several that were Scotland. So that is going to be the pieces of vintage ephemera. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to make a pocket. And put this little paper cluster right here in the corner. So I'm going to ink all this up real quick, and I have been using scorched timber for this one. Oh, and another thing that I did after we did the pages the other day, the plaids that I was using seemed very bright and in your face to me. And so everywhere that I am using a scrapbook plaid, I have gessoed it. It's kind of taken the bright, shiny, or not shiny, but vibrant color, and kind of toned it down a little bit. And I like it a whole lot better now than when I started, because it was the brightness of everything was not the look that I really wanted. In the kit, excuse me while I try to get to the center of this. by eyeballing it. The kit has some faux washi tape in it that's plaid, and it's very muted, like it has had gesso put on it. And so now that I have done that, I feel like that it's all going together much better than it was. So I'm going to put this on there. Get my glue book over here. This is going to be a fairly simple pocket, but everything doesn't have to be so over the top. I know it's me saying that, but sometimes it's true. And not that I think that things have to be over the top, but if you've followed me a while, you know that I like my journals to be very chunky and full. So, that's what I mean by that. And then this one will be as well. Won't be any different, even though we're only required to do the 9 makes. Is it 9 makes? Yeah, 9 makes. Mine will most definitely have that covered without an issue. Okay, now we'll glue our pocket down. Just like that. And if you are new, I am not a journaler as far as writing in a journal. I'm more of a visual journalist. And so, I struggle with, when I'm making a journal, leaving enough space to write. And so what I try to do is, if I take a space away, like for example this page, I try to add something in. So you could very easily journal on the back of this postcard, and you could also, you know, take another piece of paper or whatever and stick down in this pocket. Plus you still have all this remaining space that you can journal. So I try to keep that in mind when I am putting a journal together, because like I said, I don't write in a journal. And see, this is a full page of journaling space. So if you do get one of my journals, you still should have adequate journaling space, even though, you know, I put a lot of stuff in there. So this is one we did in the previous video here. Why is that stuck? Okay. This flips out, so you can see there's still a lot of room to journal. And there'll be more stuff added. I'm just kind of doing pages as I come across some of the ephemera and things that I want to use. These tags I had in my stash from when I did my Sherlock Holmes journal, and I believe they are by the Painted Porch, but I'm not totally sure on that one, but I believe that's who they are. I'm just kind of taking some of that white off so it doesn't look so new. And what I'm going to do here is, this is from the kit, and this is from the old design shop. I remembered one, and I'm going to make 2 little pockets here, and then I'm going to put this little butterfly cluster down here in the corner. I thought the colors went well. And then I'm going to put this in one pocket, this pocket up here, and then I need to find something to put in this one. I'm not going to do anything right now to this card, and that's another thing, if you're new. I have a tendency to get everything in its place as far as pockets and tucks and belly bands and all the fun stuff. And then at the end, after I have completed everything else, I'll go back in, and that's when I'll do my final tweaking. It's what I like to call it, the add stamping or tabs, if I think I need to add a tab somewhere, you know, that I didn't think of originally. Just kind of take that last look and see if there's anything that I need to, you know, add to or further embellish. A lot of the times I won't put anything in the top of my tags until I'm done, so I know, you know, do I have enough room in my journal to use like a crinkled seam ribbon or a sari silk, or have I made it too thick and I'm going to have to stick to twine or something like that. So that's just a bit of info for you. Now, do I want to, I think I want to put a little notch in these, just so you know that they're that there's little pockets. We had a whole yard full of deer last night. I won't say last night, yesterday evening, like after dinner time, where they haven't cut the hayfield behind us. The deer are quite irritated that the grass is so long and they can't eat anything because it's so long, and so they come up and eat the grass out of our backyard. My husband got a really good picture. I'll try to remember to put that at the end of the video. But yeah, they came running right on up. And I have one dog that could care less. She's older, and she just doesn't like anybody or anything messing with her. Not messing with her, but like we have a feral cat. I think I told you all about him. And he tries to love on her, and she's like, get away from me. And then the pup, who I call a pup, but she's almost 2 now, messes with everything. Doesn't like anything in the yard. So my husband will take the older one out to scare the deer away, because, you know, all they have to do is see her and they're out of here before he can take the other one out, because the other one will try to chase him. And of course, you know, when you have a dog on a leash and that happens, all they end up doing is choking themselves. So, oh, it's a process. Okay, so I think that looks pretty cute. And like I said, we're going to put this one in here. And I don't know what I'm going to put in here yet. I don't think I have another one of those black ones. And I definitely don't have anything in yellow. Just flipping through my paper folder here and see if I have something that will work. Ooh, I do like that number right there. I'm going to cut this out. Maybe put it on the library card. I know you can't see it. Bear with me just a second. That. I do have a smaller black one. See how that's going to look. It may be too small. And I told you wrong. These tags are pink monarch prints. These little plaid tags. So those are pink monarch. This doesn't look too awful bad. It's awful small though. I do like this little number. here. No, I think I like it down here. I'll put it about right there. I'm not going to get hung up on it because I won't get everything done. I'm going to leave that tag there right now, even though I think it's too small. Maybe we'll find someplace else, or we'll use it and then put something else behind it. But for now, I'm going to leave it there. Okay. We did this previously, and you can see that I put the gesso on there to mute it down, and I like it much better now. It was this bright. I probably need to gesso around that too, but I decided for the moment to leave it, and then if it gets on my nerves really bad, that's what I'll do. It wouldn't hurt to gesso over that whole thing. This page just has a lace little flip, and then there's a tuck right here, and I just tucked a picture down in there. Oh, and I added this print here with the bunnies. Alright, this is the next one we're doing. This is actually the centerfold of the journal. So for this one, I want to create, again, kind of a stacked pocket kind of deal. I want to put that music in the background, and then I want to make a pocket here, and I want to make, how did I have this? I think I had, no, I think it was this way. Oh my goodness, see, this is what happens when I don't glue it together right away. Excuse me. I think I have this here. Or did I have this here? I think I had this here. And then I made these little butterflies with the Tim Holtz die, and I used the solid cardstock on the back, and then I cut the front out of some plaid, and I think those turned out kind of cool. And I've got one for this side and one for this side. Nope, I don't like that. It's unweighted. I mean, it's not weighted correctly to me. Like that. I think it's how I want it. Okay, so let's do some inking. This bottom is copy paper, and I think it's going to be fine for a pocket because it's a little bit thicker paper, so I'm not worried about it tearing for no more than I'm going to have in it. The music paper, however, will have to have something done. Sometimes I don't know how this glue gets plugged up when the pen's in there. That's the purpose of the pen, right? Okay, move that one. Alright, so that's going to go down, and then we're going to ink this up because it's way too new looking. Put some crinkles in there. Okay, and I'm going to glue this here. And again, I'm going to glue it like a pocket. And when I'm doing this, I don't worry right at that second what is going to go in every single pocket, because I know eventually I'm going to come across something that will work just fine. And so I just keep working, and then when I find that right thing, I just add it. So do I want to... I think I'm gonna just glue this down on the page, and then... Oh, I might like that. I think I like that side better, actually. And then make the pocket out of the address label. Sorry. I could complete my sentence before I move on to the next thing, couldn't I? You all do that? Your brain works faster than your mouth sometimes. Okay, and we'll ink this one up. I think this one is a sticker. Yep. Oh, that's why I'm not going to make a pocket out of it then, am I? That's okay. It doesn't have to be a pocket. We've already got two on the page. Alright, and then we'll put the butterfly there. And when I glued those together, I did not glue, I only glued in the center. So technically you could kind of raise the wings up a little bit like that. So for this one, you know, when I'm doing my final things, I'll need to find something to stick down in here, and then something to stick down in here. And then maybe even something to embellish here, but we're going to move on. So then I have the vellum, which I think gives a real neat look to the middle. I left my string long in case I want to hang some charms. And I do have a Celtic cross that I may put on there with some other things, but I haven't decided if I wanted to do it here or if I wanted to maybe do it on the outside. But it's just a little metal Celtic cross. Alright, other side. So on the other side, I have a CD envelope. And it has one of the cards, journal cards from the kit. And I am just going to seal this up, and I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to make it a pocket behind. Yes, I can make it flip out, flip up, you know, whatever. But in this particular case, I'm not going to. I'm just going to glue it down. And the journal card is, I guess the woman that is shown in this portrait is an actress. And it is, you know, saying that she's going to be at this theater. For, what does it say? Royal Princess Theater, 6 nights only, Miss Maud Forrester. So, she's going to be performing at our theater. So that's why you see the music paper. And are about to see some tickets. So I'm going to glue it shut. And then I'm going to glue it as a pocket. Oops. Need to glue that down because this music paper, like I said, sorry, talking with my pen in my mouth, it's very fragile, so we don't want any little loose ends. Okay, now we're going to take these tickets, which are just Tim Holtz dies and stamps, and they're all for some kind of theaters. Theaters. And I'm just gonna kind of create a cluster. Again, I have my pen in my mouth. And then I'm going to take the other butterfly and put over top of those. just like that. And again, I left the wings loose so they could fold up and give a little bit of dimension. Now we're going to make a tag to go in here. So for that, I'm going to move my book to the side for a minute. I have a piece of scrapbook paper that was a very bright plaid. It did look like this, so you can see the difference when there's gesso. Which reminds me, I want to put this over on that other pocket. We'll do that in a second. So I just went over it with gesso to kind of tone it down. I like it much better that way. And of course, that's not a requirement if you're working with something similar, but I think it gives a look more the look that I was going for, to have the gesso on it. And it's a little bit wrinkled up or bent because I did use the heat gun to dry it, but it will definitely flatten back out after it's been in the pocket for a little bit. And this is one of the journal cards from the kit, and I'm just going to put it on here. And again, it is about musical recitals. Tickets ready now. So that goes with our kind of theme going on. So let's bring the journal back. And that will go in here. Just like that. And I probably could cut a little bit of the bottom off. So let's do that. I'm going to cut right along this line. Let's see if that's enough. Perfect. Alright. And then, again, you can write all along here and write on the back of the journaling card. And I feel like you have probably the same writing space that you would have had I not glued this down. So this piece is going over here. And I'm going to put it, I think, right here. Will it fit? Yeah. And that's just to tie in the plaid with the other page. And this is one of the faux washies from the kit. So you can see they kind of look like they have been gessoed. So that was what my reasoning for gessoing everything. Alright. And I made gesso those butterflies because now they seem to me that they're standing out a whole lot. So, but we'll see. Alright, let's see how long I've been going. Oh, we're doing good. Okay. Next page. I did go back. We did this one together. And as I was flipping through the journal, when I got to this page, I felt like it was screaming green. I still feel like it's screaming green, but I have made some adjustments to it. I added this plaid tag that has kind of browns in it. I added this that has more browns. And I moved the tickets over to this side and put the postcard on this side, and I'm actually going to turn it around this way so you can see the heron on that to kind of tie with this. But I'm a lot more happier with it than I was. I don't know if I'm totally settled on it. I think my next decision would be to bring something majorly brown over here in a pretty big size. And I think that will make a big difference. And it may be that I do like a brown piece of paper, a brown, what am I saying? Packing like this or something to tone down that. Just something you can write on. But to tone down that green, because I feel like it's just screaming too much green. Yeah, I think that makes a big difference. I'm going to leave that sticking there to remind me. I think I may have some craft stock paper, and I may just do like a big journaling card or something there to kind of tone that down. This one is in progress, so we won't do that one. We'll do this one. Okay, this one, I'm kind of going, sorry about the clanking there, the golfing route on this one because of this journal card that is Scotland's golf course, golf courses of Scotland. So I'm going to do a journaling card here. I'm going to do a pocket here, but I have already kind of used this image and this somewhere else in the journal. Excuse me, let me get a drink of my tea. Before I start coughing. So, I want to cover this gentleman up, and so I'm going to use one of my little cupcake clusters that I did yesterday with this pouty little girl in her little tartan dress to cover that up. And then I have some of the tickets from the kit that all have to do with golf. It's train tickets, but they're for golfers. And I guess they get some kind of special privilege or something on the trains. I don't know. Maybe they get a cheaper rate because they're taking the train all the time. So anyway, I'm going to put those there. I'm going to put this here. And then over here, I have, this is actually a map of train lines. It's not in Scotland. It's in Oklahoma, but the print's so small, you're not going to notice that unless, you know, I just told you. And then I'm going to use the swan because they have a breed of swans in Scotland to embellish the top of that and just kind of finish off this because I don't like the two blue things here and the way they're placed. That's why I'm going to use this little map to cover one of them up. And then I'm going to put this one on here. Okay, that's the plan. Let's do it. So first I need something to back the journal card. So I'm just going to get a piece of scrap cardstock where my printer went nuts and stopped printing. It printed about an inch and then it said, nope, I'm not going to do it anymore. So it wasted pretty much a whole sheet of cardstock, which is fine because I can use it to back things like this. that are printed on just regular printer paper, so it won't go to waste. I hope this all makes sense to you guys. I try to explain my thought process of why I do what I do the best that I can. And if you have any questions, please ask in the comments, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. I know sometimes I may not make a lot of sense. And, you know, the bottom line is that, you know, I'm not an expert at this. And everybody does things differently, and I'm just trying to share why I do things the way I do. And everybody has different processes and different ways of doing things, and different ways of what they think looks, you know, bright in their eyes when they're doing their particular makes. So, you know, don't feel like because I do something a certain way that's the only way that it can be done, because that for sure is not true when it comes to junk journaling. You know, if that was true, then there'd be a couple of us out there and everything would look the same, and you know, it would be boring. And so, you know, I appreciate the fact that there are so many options out there to watch and to see how people do things. And you know, I've been doing this a few years now, and I still learn new things, and I love it. And yeah, there's times where a lot of us end up, you know, doing something the same way or whatever, but there's far more times that somebody, even if they're doing the same clusters that you were doing, or they're doing the same pockets you were doing, or whatever, they end up different in the end. And that's because we're all putting our taste or, you know, preference into those things. And that's what makes this junk journaling thing so much fun, is seeing the creativity and what everybody is doing. Now, these tickets are a whole page of tickets in the kit, and they're all different colors, and they're for all different things. Most of them are train tickets of some kind, and but they're train tickets for, like I said, these are for golfing, but there's also tickets for, like, taking your bike on the train. And you know, if you're a photographer going to a golf match or whatever, they're real interesting tickets. So yeah, I picked out, for this particular one, I picked out some that had the pink in them to pull from the flowers here. And that's one thing that I'll probably put over on this side to finish it up, is some some kind of floral. But I haven't ran across it yet, so that will be something that I do later. So then we have our card there, and we can put a tab up here, which I may do before it's all said and done. Again, those little things I try not to get held up on, and then at the end, that's what I focus on, is all the little fine details. Okay, so we're going to cover up this blue one over on this side. It's just too much for me, in my opinion. And see, somebody else may look at that same page and say, oh, that page is fine. It's just, it's preference. Doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just what's more pleasing to you. Alright, and we're going to glue our little swan on here. I love swans. They're so graceful. Okay. Oops. I tore him a little bit. It's alright. Can't even notice it. Okay, so there's that one. Need to nip off just that little piece of the tag right there. Okay. So we're going to leave this one like this for the time being, and to be tweaked at a later date. And do I have another one ready? This one has a flip down. I don't know if we did that one together or not. We may have. And then this flips out, and it's an envelope. And the back of the envelope is here. It has a tuck, but I haven't decided how to handle that yet. It may end up that I cut it off here and cover it with something, or I may leave it like that. It all depends on how I finish the page. That may be all I have ready. And it is. So I think, did we do this one together? This one is another one of the postcards. And I took this picture, which was Tim Holtz, because this guy obviously is some kind of fisherman or something, or does something, I don't know, but he looks like he belongs on a boat to me. And so I thought that really went well with the map and the blue of the postcard. And then down here I just did a little cluster with the definition of Scotland here. And then this pocket was in the kit. It was a pocket, it wasn't an envelope. But I glued a little wax seal on there. There was a faux wax seal, you know, that just printed on the envelope, and I put an actual wax seal on there just to kind of give it a little bit more dimensions. And then, oh, this is the back page. This is a true vintage advertising card for sewing patterns. And then I made this little faux button card with the different plaids, and I just sewed it on there and stuck it in that pocket. And then this is just a piece to journal on. It's blank on the back. So that's where we are so far, guys. It's coming right along. Like I said, I think I have my makes, and I know I have my materials, but I think I have all the makes as well. I just wanted to tear that little strip off so it wouldn't be hanging out and getting caught until I decided what I was going to do. And I made a mess. So it's just a matter now of deciding what else I want to do. For example, this is, you know, probably needs some stenciling or some printing or stamping on there. It seems real white, or at least for the very least, inking around the edges. But we'll do, like I said, I'll decide that as I go through. But yeah, a few more layouts to put in here, and I think we'll be done. Yeah, this definitely needs something a little wider behind there. Even if I leave this in there, it needs something a little wider. But that's where we are, coming right along, and I still have a few days left. I didn't show you that, but that's just a little paper page edge that I put on there with some music paper and end papers and stuff like that. So just to kind of put something on that page. But this one's been pretty fun, and we're almost ready to wrap it up. Probably in the next couple of days, we'll have it all wrapped up, and then I'll do a final flip through. So thanks to Susan for hosting Junk Journal Madness, and thanks to Stacy for Crafty Dragon for her picking her themes, her 6 ideas for this month. And it was the perfect month for going down the Irish Scottish kind of vibe thing. So yeah, it's been a good one. So I will see you guys back on Thursday. Yeah, I don't think I'll be back until Thursday for I Saw It on Pinterest. So until then, everybody continue to have a great week, and I'll see you then. Bye.